morning, dear hearts. We are on a new relevant thought, and it is what is creation, which yesterday's lesson really led us straight into this one. So, please subscribe. Creation is the sum of all God's thoughts, in number infinite, and everywhere without all limit. God's creations, God's thoughts are limitless, and they are everywhere because creation extends, and it's the attribute, it's the characteristic of what creation is. It happens to be the same characteristic of love and of God, and they're all synonymous. Only love creates, and only like itself. I cannot create. Love cannot create something that it is not. This is why we are the extension from God's mind, and we are as God is, because God did not create us to be different from the source that He is. Dogs don't give birth to cats, and turtles don't give birth to fish. The creation process is always an extension of what the source of the creation is. I hope that made sense. There was no time when all that and I'm going to substitute the word love there for clarification. There was no time when all that love created was not there, nor will there be a time when anything that love created suffers any loss. Forever and forever are God's thoughts exactly as they were and as they are, unchanged through time and after time is done, after the atonement, after the salvation of all of us. We remain unchanged. God's thoughts remain unchanged. We were unchanged when we had the belief in separation and that we were not a part of God, but that didn't change us. That does not change creation. That does not change love. It still remains exactly as it was created and will always be. So we don't change. God's creations don't change into something they are not. That's why we're not bodies, because God did not create bodies. So we cannot be what God created not. I hope that makes sense. God's thoughts are given all the power that their own creator has. You may remember yesterday's lesson, my Father gives all power unto me. We have the power that God has given us. God's thoughts are given all the power that is His. Again, we are that extension. We cannot be apart from God. We cannot be different from God. We cannot be different from our Creator. For He would add, God would add to love by its extension. Again, this is what creation is. This is what love is. It must extend. It must flow. It must recreate itself on impact. Thus, His Son shares in creation and must therefore share in power to create. What God has willed to be forever one will still be one when time is over and will not be changed throughout the course of time, remaining as it was before the thought of time began, before the separation and after the atonement, after salvation has been accomplished. It already has. Spoiler alert. After salvation has been accomplished, what has been created remains forevermore, changeless, infinite, continuing, flowing, eternal. Now I'm just going to read the first line of the next paragraph, and we'll come back to this idea, our central thought, our relevant thought, throughout the next 10 days as we're doing the lessons. But the first sentence is so beautiful and just sums up so much for us, that creation is the opposite of all illusions, for creation is the truth. Creation is the truth. God is the truth. Love is the truth. The opposite of all illusions, the opposite of every ego thought, of everything that has been made. Creation is the opposite of that. God creates. The ego makes things up. I say, and I've said it recently several times, it's make-believe. It's made up. We make it, and then we believe it. But that doesn't make it true. Today's lesson, actually, is lesson 321. Father, my freedom is in you alone. We know this because we cannot be free if we are mired down in an ego mind. The ego imprisons. God gives us freedom. We had freedom the moment we were created. The first part of the lesson is in italics. It is the prayer. I did not understand what made me free, nor what my freedom is, nor where to look to find it. Father, I have searched in vain until I heard your voice directing me. Now I would guide myself no more, for I have neither made nor understood the way to find my freedom. I will step back and let him lead the way. Or also that I seek but what belongs to me in truth. Lesson 104. I seek what belongs to me in truth. I seek it. I already have it. But now I'm ready to find it and claim it and name it and be it and live it and give it. But I trust in you. You who endowed me with my freedom as your holy child will not be lost to me. Your voice directs me, and the way to you is opening and clear to me at last. Father, my freedom is in you alone. Father, it is my will that I return, and it must be my will that I accept the atonement for myself. It must be my will that I let salvation's plan work in me and through me, because we have free will. So it is my will to return to my Father, where I never left. I thought I was away. I did not go one moment, one step away from my Father, not one breath away from my Father. I have always been one with him. I continue to be. We all continue to be that. The second part of the lesson is today we answer for the world, which will be freed along with us. How glad are we to find our freedom through the certain way our Father has established. And how sure is all the world's salvation when we learn our freedom can be found in God alone. Remember, I cannot be free. None of us can be free if our brother is imprisoned. This is the necessity of salvation, of the atonement, that we all are free together. We must remove our attention from all of those outside distractions. We cannot listen to those and hear the voice for God, the voice directing us. We need not make the way of freedom. In fact, we have willingly kept it hidden, but now we are ready. We are ready to uncover the way and go to freedom, to our home, because our freedom lies in God's love and in his mind. That's it for today. I hope this helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please pray, please pray. Remember, we pray for what we have but are not currently recognizing it. Okay? Be here tomorrow. Namaste.